First, I want to give a lot of credit to Stout. That's a really good Division III team that was in a tough situation today, getting caught in the blizzard and getting here well before or well after their estimated arrival. Coach Webb's, he's got a good team. I think they're gonna give some people some fights in that league, and that's a really good league. So a lot of credit to them. They had a good game plan. They had a couple guys that are hard to guard. Our first half, I don't know. I don't have the answers offensively yet. I mean, we've gotten off to some slow starts. I thought our defense was still there. I don't know that. I don't think it was a playing hard thing. I think sometimes it's an aggression thing with us. We were getting pushed off our spots a little bit, and I think they were a little tougher and a little more physical. I don't think it was a complete no-show. And then we're missing shots. I mean, some of that's credit to their defense, but I mean, we had some open looks from three, missed some at the rim. I think we missed a couple free throws in the first half, and a little bit we let that affect our defense, or affect the other things, and we needed to get a few more. And at halftime we came out, and obviously we were locking people down like we have shown we have the ability to, and was really proud of how we competed defensively there. And then the offense came, and we just got to continue to have that. And some of it might be final, some of it might be all the above. So I mean, I can give excuses, but there shouldn't be excuses. And I was proud of the way we played the second half. It was good. And one other positive in that first half is Marcus had a little spurt where we saw kind of the old Marcus, and that was a big thing we wanted to get out of this game, is try to get him back in his flow, get back confidence a little bit.
Is it hard in the first half not to call a timeout when you're missing 3 after 3 and, you know, try to just kind of reset and say, hey, try something different?
I mean, the problem is you get those threes, you got to take them. I mean, Ty's 0 for 6 on pretty good looks. Like, he's out there to take those shots. And the one thing I would have, I was trying to emphasize in the media was our bigs just needed to get it lower. It was too easy for them to dig and double. We were getting pushed off our spots. And I'm actually okay with 20 of our 32 shots in the first half were from 3. And we're not basing everything on analytics and yada, 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 but I'm fine with that 3-point rate. We got good enough shooters that's good. I just want them to be a little bit more, they'd be a little more open if our bigs were a little more physical, got a little bit tighter. And then secondly, the turnover number wasn't as bad as it felt. It just felt like a couple of them were unforced and a couple of the missed layups, and it's just louder when some of the other shots aren't going in. So it's not really a try to do something different thing when you're getting the quality of looks we had. We just didn't make some of them.
You touched on it. Marcus goes on like a 13-point run for you, and you know, in that moment, he kind of turns things from not looking particularly good to feeling much better, and he continues on and ends up with, I think, 22. So, you know, a good night for him. What was it? You know, what did you like in what he was doing once things started to click?
I mean, he still did a pretty good job of making some good passes, even down the stretch. And we're trying to get him to be, we're just trying to evolve his game a little bit to be somewhat of a playmaker. And he's not as explosive as he was yet. And hopefully here this next 2 weeks, we're going to kind of crank up his workouts and try to get him back in better shape and back a little bit more explosive for the stretch run here of conference. But no, and it's been interesting because the whole time this season, his numbers aren't as gaudy and some of the percentages aren't there. But as a whole, he hasn't hurt our offense. I mean, he's making the right plays, he's guarding, he's doing things that are helping us win. And you know what? I think somewhat of his attitude as his senior year is, he's accomplished anything scoring-wise that you could ever want. He's accomplished first-team All-American, Player of the Year. All he wants to do at this point is win, and he's just out there trying to win. And that's what you want your best player trying to do.
What do you like in how Gabe continues to evolve as a scorer?
I mean, he's a problem when he gets it going. He was the 4th leading scorer on his high school team. Like, he's never been a scorer. So there's gonna be a couple of them every now and then where it might look the wrong decision, or he might get, he got blocked on that one today. That was a little bit interesting. The potential and the ceiling for him is unbelievably such a matchup problem. I mean, if you put him small on him, if you put a big on him, he can do so much, and he's a load in there with his length and his athleticism. So he's going to keep getting better, and we're trying to let him be a little bit of a playmaker, get him in the middle of on those short rolls and whatnot, and let him make decisions. And the ceiling for him is, the learning curve for him is still going to be sharp this year.
The last time you had an exhibition match, you had a chance to work in your kind of third string guys, and there were some issues when they first went in, but it seemed like when they went back in, they played better. How do you feel like they performed tonight? Because it seemed like, at least from my perspective, that they looked more confident.
For sure, and it was a little different. It was I think Lane kind of took the pressure off him too. Lane came in there and was confident playing with the guys that were in there, and it's interesting. Those guys are working their butts off, especially those bigs. Lane and Luke. It's day to day who's going first, and Stout was long, so I figured we go a little bit more offense and a little bit more length when we're dropping in the middle of the floor with what our coverage was right there, for a little more rim protection. And Lane came out there and was confident. We know how good he is offensively. When his defense gets there, he's going to be a really good player, and hopefully it's this year. I know the future is really bright for him.
What do you like in how he's trying to approach things now that he's starting to have a little bit more confidence?
Lane?
Yeah.
I just keep building on it. He can learn to play a little bit harder at times, and he can learn to keep getting better defensively, but I don't want to mess with his offense. He's a confident kid out of that with the ball in his hands, and sometimes that's harder to teach. So he's going to get his opportunities, and he just needs to stay ready, and he's got a couple more years where there's going to be a lot of opportunities, and it might be yet this year.
How do you feel like things are at, or where do you feel like things are at this point? As you get ready to head out for another tournament and another couple tough non-conference matchups?
Obviously I'm pretty happy with the record. I like where we're at defensively and competing. I think that is going to be our foundation for the year. I guess there's some optimism because, a lot of times when you got a team full with 4 senior starters and a lot of experience back at this time of year, you might look at your record and say, well, this is kind of what you are. You're a good team, but whatever. But there's some hope and some optimism with me because I do think we're a long ways from where our ceiling can be. And, this coming week there's some really tough games, and there's some tough games coming ahead in the conference, and the GLIAC's always tough, but I do feel like we have a lot of room to grow yet, which is exciting when you're a coach, that you can be where you're at right now and still feel like you can get a lot better.